Hello, I'm Johnny and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show and for a toy review. Today I'm talking about, from Character Options, is the Doctor Who, the Master and Tardis Vortex Edition figure set. This is also an online exclusive. So as always, before we look at the actual figure, we'll just talk about the box. So at the top left, you have the 60th anniversary logo. Down the bottom here in the middle, we have the High Deco Vortex Edition figure, which is obviously what you have in said box. At the bottom left, you have the Whittaker Onwards TARDIS, and in the bottom we have the Master and TARDIS Vortex Edition figure set, and in the side is basically telling you what you have in said box. At the top, we've got the logo there, as well as the logo there, and the logo in the side there, and also in the other side. And in the back, you have a lot of kind of information. Again, you've got the Doctor logo said there, kind of stuff said about the Vortex Edition, basically telling you that there's much more detail in the face for such, and kind of saying, again, scale and a lot of description about the said, what we have here. Interesting stuff, which will connect with what we'll talk here, as they very much say, and I don't know, I'm not really a big Finish fan, not in a bad way, I just don't really listen to much of them, so, but I've got a feeling there was, but this very much says that the Anthony Ainley Master was the Master in the TV movie, the opening. I always maybe had the impression that was a different Master, actually, to be honest, but it does make sense in the terms of actually if you just watch the shows, but I don't know, I've got a weird feeling there might be actually in the Big Finish there was actually a Master between the Anthony Ainley and the TV movie version, maybe not, but yeah, so there's a lot of information there. Very nice box. I like the colouring as well with the blue, always really nice. So as always, let's get it opened and have a closer look. And here he is out the box. So quickly run through basically what you get in the set. So of course you get an Anthony Ainley Master, which I'm just saying right now, this is just fantastic to finally have. I would say this is up there with many obviously characters right now still, but for me, and I'm sure many fans, this has been a figure we have wanted for years, so it's very great we finally have one indeed. You also get his TARDIS they have here. Now, they have done one before. I'll kind of show it and kind of compare it in a second. So they have done one before. I do have it. You get obviously his kind of nice little accessories. You get the tissue compressor, which is very nice, and you also get another head sculpt, which is also nice indeed, and they're also very easy, where I've already played about with it, where it's just a ball joint, so it's very easy to just bob it in. Now, this is the very interesting bit of this set. We have a TV movie item, and the casket of when he was killed by the Daleks, and the Doctor had to keep him safe in this casket in the TV movie. And as I said, I guess this very much, I didn't really know this. It was very much, they're kind of saying, yeah, it was the Anthony Ainley Master that gets killed in the opening sequence, where, I don't know, maybe Big Finish, maybe, I don't really listen to Big Finish. I thought there might have been a Master in between, to be honest, but not for them, not for character. They feel like no, that was Anthony Ainley. So this will definitely go with my Paul McGann era, because there's not really much in that era at all. So this is a really nice addition. So as I said about, just quickly kind of compare the two TARDIS that we have. So as it says, they are your typical, it was like a plinth, wasn't it? It was what it was. So in the left, which was a set, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a long time ago now, and it's much more kind of weathered look compared to this one, which looks a bit more kind of fresher in the kind of colour palette that it has, but it's very nice. Naturally, I would say, I don't know what I'll do with this one. I'm only going to keep one. There's no point keeping both, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so that's the TARDIS. I actually want to quickly talk about what comes with this, and it's really quite a nice touch. And they normally do quite a good job, and they've done a great job here with it, is the background. This is from, obviously, Logopolis, wasn't it? Yeah, it would have been Tom Baker's last story. So there's some nice little bit of Easter eggs in there. And I already saw it like from another video. I believe you can have the Master kind of, yeah, you can have them. That's pretty cool. You can actually have them in the actual. So you've kind of Bright's got a little set. That's a fantastic. This is one of, like, so I don't know if anyone saw. Probably not, because it's me. But there was a video I did, and it was the recent Dalek set that had the special weapons Dalek. I think it was that one. No, I think it was the Cyberman set. And they did this. They did it like a background. But the problem was the plastic was connected to the background. So when you took the figures actually out, it ripped naturally parts of the background. So it was pointless. I never really understood that idea. It was kind of wasted time on them. So I don't really get what was the overall point in doing such a thing. But as in the figure, let's talk about this great Anthony Ainley figure indeed. So, as we'll talk about the articulation. So, at the head, it moves around easily 360, kind of moves up and down as well, due to obviously being in the ball joint, which is fantastic that they did that. Down at the shoulders, there is no movement whatsoever in terms of going outwards. It just goes round in a 360. And down to the arm, you can move round 360, and the arms can move up and down to the hands, can also move round 360. Round to the actual body, the stomach is a little bit kind of, there's a wee bit of movement. It can move, it's just got to be a bit kind of careful with, naturally, obviously, the background here that has this kind of, makes it a bit stiff, but you can, as you can see, you can easily still move it round, down to legs. You can go up and down like that, and then it can go round in the thighs, round 360, down to legs, at the knees. Can move like that, and there is no movement whatsoever down at the feet, which I am perfectly fine with. I like that when character does that because they're just simply much more easier to stand. I always find the character figures to me are some of the best in terms of, because I also collect Marvel Legends, and I think I always say this every time with these videos, I find them quite hard to actually stand sometimes. So, yes, so that's everything I want to say, isn't it? Yeah, so you get a really nice, I really like that background. I might actually use that one, to be honest. You get the TARDIS as well, and you get a nice little casket from the TV movie, as well as another head, and obviously the tissue compressors, which I will definitely be using, which look great. So yes, overall, what I think about this set, fantastic. I've been wanting this for years. I'm so happy that I'm finally going to have a classic Anthony Ainley, and this almost like really completes the master. We just need a Sacha Dhawan, I believe. Yeah, that's kind of it in terms of the masters. So hopefully maybe get that down the road. Now they weren't getting this one, would be good. I know that would take, it's a bit like this one where that's definitely going to be an online exclusive. It will need to be something that's definitely a lot more money will need to go into that figure. I know that for a fact. So, but yes, overall this, I think it's nice. I mean, it would be nice if it was something else instead of the TARDIS, because naturally, you know, that's just more my opinion, because obviously I've got that. So naturally, I'm not going to be crazy about that. Love the background, fantastic. The two head sculpts are great. This is great, having the TV movie. I really like that as well. Great accessories, and for the price, I actually think it's pretty good. I think they did a damn good job on the Anthony Ainley likeness and just the whole body and everything. I think it looks great. So yeah, overall, I would give this set a solid, I was only going to give it a 10 out of 10, but that kind of brings it down, I guess, for me. So I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10, I think, for this figure, I think, for me. But so yes, I'd like to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe. That would be fantastic. More videos in the future. So until then, see you later.